we're Jacob and Jenny.
And we're documenting all of our travels, and we're going to start from the very beginning.
So in this video, we're going to talk about all the places that we've traveled before. And maybe in the next video, we'll talk about all the goals we have. Actually, we definitely will. In the next video, we're going to talk about all the goals that we have, all of our travel goals, and what the point of documenting this all is. So stay tuned, and also enjoy this video of us talking about all the places we've traveled before. So, the first country that we've been to is
United States of America.
where we live. We've been able to travel quite a bit throughout the United States. Last summer we were able to go to Grand Teton. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I'm really bad at pronouncing things.
Grand Teton in Wyoming.
In Yellowstone, and they were beautiful. I think my favorite thing about Yellowstone was, what do they call, like the big basin? The pools.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can see they had so many different colors in the pools, and a lot of them, there were quite a few, and they were all different shapes and sizes.
Mm-hmm. And Old Faithful was cool, but
there's a huge crowd there at Old Faithful because it's the most popular thing to do in Yellowstone, and you know, it was really cool. We hadn't really seen something quite like that in person, but you know, it was fun.
But the Tetons are absolutely amazing. We went whitewater rafting down a river up there, and then we also went kayaking on not Jenny Lake. Everyone will tell you to go to Jenny Lake, but there's no kayaks to rent there. So go to Jenny Lake, but don't expect a kayak. There is another little lake like 10 minutes up the road, and there's like a bunch of really cool kayaks and canoes, and you get beautiful views of the Tetons, and we actually went swimming in it.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. It was so cold though, but it was amazing, and it kind of filled that gap in our soul for the year that we couldn't travel internationally, and we had to cancel a bunch of trips because of it. So the Tetons in Yellowstone really...
Yeah, because that was right in the summer of 2020, and so we were just looking for anywhere to go travel. To a lot of beaches in California, just because we live in Arizona, it's really close, and so we go there pretty frequently.
Yeah, so that's the United States. The second country that I have been to before me and Jacob were together was the Czech Republic, and it was amazing and beautiful, and I got to stay in a farm there with a local family, and it was really fun. And I hiked to the highest point in Czech Republic, and it was like so amazing and beautiful, and there was a bunch of restaurants up there, and you could literally see like Poland and then like 2 other countries from the top. I got E. coli. I'm not the best traveler yet. Hopefully we'll improve on that, but somehow whenever I go to an international place, I get some weird illness or whatever.
We'll talk about that later. I
also got like some kind of flu, and it's literally been, I was the sickest I've ever been in my entire life for like two weeks to a month. Like I was so sick, and but other than that, like I would do it 20 times over. It was worth it. I'd get E. coli again for it.
It wasn't anything against the Czech Republic. It just so happened that you got sick from the well water.
Yeah, I could have gotten that I mean, I could have gotten it from eating lettuce in the United States. It's everywhere, so. 2018
is when I went to China. And that was an amazing experience. I was there for 6 weeks. This was after Jenny and I had started dating, and we'd become pretty serious up until that point in the summer. And so it was kind of sad leaving her alone for almost the entire summer,
and we couldn't talk either.
We couldn't talk because we weren't using our phones for most of the trip. I just think China was so beautiful. Like, yeah, the city that we were staying in was beautiful. It wasn't anything like the United States in Arizona where we're from. I just think it was so green. I know there's cities in the United States that have a lot of trees and green, but not really in Arizona. And so it was cool just to see the scenery and the way of life there. And I just think one of the funny things about China that sticks out to me was how good their transportation systems were, like their public transportation and just how they get around to various towns and cities. They always many people drive their scooters around. They have a separate scooter lane so that, the people driving cars, they won't, crash into them.
Next country that we went to was on our honeymoon.
Yeah, so this was a year later.
Oh, we also went to Colorado for our friend's wedding 2 days after we got married. So we had our wedding and then flew to Colorado to be in our friend's wedding, and we also got to do like a little mini moon there. And the best thing that we did there was we hiked in Roxborough National Park, Roxborough Park. Then from Denver, we flew to Barbados
For our honeymoon.
Yeah, and it was so beautiful. And I'm trying to think. I think like now we like love snorkeling, and I don't think we realized how spoiled we were when we first snorkeled in Barbados. Like we saw turtles and stingrays and like tons of fish and like beautiful coral, and that was our first time snorkeling. After our honeymoon, we were like, wow, like we didn't realize how good we had it in Barbados.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I mean, it was just amazing. And the island is so green, and I feel like obviously when I was in the Czech Republic, I really felt like we weren't in the United States, but Barbados, it just felt so like authentic and real and like nothing I've ever seen before. And the people there were so nice. Like you could walk around and feel totally safe. And I feel like a lot of people were like, oh, the Caribbean, like you have to be careful, but I felt safe the entire time.
Yeah.
The only time I didn't feel safe was when we were snorkeling and I had never saw a stingray before, and a stingray like kind of like swam underneath me, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna sting me in the heart. Jacob was right next to me and I was freaking out, and so I tried to swim away. The stingray followed me, and Jacob's trying to follow the stingray because he was really excited to see the stingray, but I wasn't. And so I was like, get me out of here, and I was running from it, and he was chasing it, and it was super cool, and it was fine. Yeah. And he didn't sting me, obviously.
Yeah, stingrays are pretty nice.
Yeah.
I think.
And now we've encountered stingrays like many, many, many times, and I knew we held stingrays in our hands in the Cayman Islands, which is the next one that we're going to talk about. But
yeah, I loved Barbados. It was a lot of fun. We stayed at a nice resort, and all the people there were really nice. And then when we got to explore the island, it's not that big of an island, and so we took a tour just to learn more about the country. And we toured around the entire island, the entire outside of the island, and some of the inside too. And that only took maybe like 5 hours or so to do the entire island. And we got to see.
We saw like Animal Flower Cave, those cliffs. They like literally look like little mini cliffs of mohair that are in Ireland. They're beautiful. We saw some goats. A goat chased us.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. From Barbados, we flew to the Cayman Islands, which is actually British overseas territory.
Yeah.
So we're kind of counting it as a country, but we're also just like, well, if we go to Britain,
if we go to England,
then we're not counting it as another country.
Yeah.
So we went to Stingray Bay, I think it was called. I don't know. We got on a boat and they took us to literally the middle of the ocean, and we were like waist deep, and there was just stingrays everywhere. Like just passing by all the time, and you could just pick them up.
Yeah.
And hold them in your hands.
They just told us to get out of the boat and there'd be stingrays coming up to us. And at first we were like, I know that we were supposed to see stingrays, but
it like didn't hit you until you were there, and there's like hundreds of stingrays around you in the middle of the ocean. But it was amazing. But that made me like realize like they're actually so nice. Like the stingrays are actually so nice, and I feel like they kind of get a bad rep. But I mean, and then another time when we were just swimming on a beach, not in the middle of the ocean, one just like came up to me and just landed on my foot.
Yeah.
And just took a little nap there. I was kind of freaking out.
That was at a place called Rum Point.
Oh yeah, Rum Point is super cool, super fun. Beach there is like bright blue water. You can walk out like so far. Oh, we also did a Bioluminescence Bay Tour.
Yes.
Where you like swim in the water and it like lights up. I got stung by a jellyfish.
Yeah.
The second I stepped into the water, so.
Yeah, unfortunately that trip wasn't as expected. We did get to see what kind of animals were in there? Like, what makes it light up?
Some algae, right?
Some algae?
Yeah, it's like the algae in the water.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so.
Yeah, I don't know if it is, but yeah, when there's any movement in the water, you touch this living thing, whatever it is, and they light up. And you know, you get to see it, and you go at night and you get to see it light up, and it's like really cool.
Yeah.
But
like when you jump in the water, it's just like a huge light. It lights up. No camera could capture it though.
Yeah, we even tried and we couldn't. They said that nobody's able to capture even on with really good cameras. But the sad part about that trip was that there were jellyfish in the bay where we were supposed to go. And
deep water jellyfish. Like our guide like saw one and he was like, "Oh, that's not supposed to be in here." Yeah,
so he actually got stung going in there because he knew that there weren't supposed to be jellyfish in there, but there were, and
we both got stung. I got stung twice. I will say though, I've always been terrified of getting stung by a jellyfish, and it was not as bad as I expected it.
It hurts. It hurts when you get stung, but it's not really a bad pain.
There are different kinds of jellyfish.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we didn't get stung by like a Portuguese man o' war, obviously, but yeah, I feel a lot safer in the ocean now that we've held stingrays and been stung by jellyfish.
Yeah, we even held a jellyfish too.
Yeah, we did, because on the palm of your hands it has no pores, so they actually can't sting you there. So weird. Who knew? Yeah, we held jellyfish in our hands in the ocean. We also went to like a turtle sanctuary where they like rescue like they rescue turtles and then release them back into the wild once they like nurse them to health. And we got to like hold one. And if you pet a turtle right here,
under their chin,
right here under their chin, they relax and they love it.
Yeah. So
you'll see some pictures of us holding the turtles and our fingers are right here. I swear we're not choking them. They love being pet right here. That's pretty much our honeymoon. So we were gone for like 3 weeks. It was right after we graduated college.
Yeah. Got married, stayed in Arizona for like a day or two, went to Colorado, and then flew to Barbados and Grand Cayman.
Yeah, it was amazing. Home. It was super fun. And then flash forward, we booked a cruise, we booked a bunch of stuff. 2020 messed it all up. We were like, we're gonna start traveling a ton internationally. It's gonna be so fun. We're gonna go to so many countries. And then,
and then it didn't happen. We had to cancel everything that we booked. And and then we stayed at home for a year.
Yeah.
Basically.
But the bright spot was Mexico stayed open, and we got to go to Mexico in December of 2020. And we got to go to a little island called Cozumel, which is on the Caribbean side of Mexico. And it was so amazing to get out of the country and be able to explore somewhere new. I feel like there's just nothing like stepping on like international ground, country that you've never been before. It was so amazing. I'm just so thankful for that trip. I feel like it kept us sane.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd kind of been in a rut because both wanted to travel or go anywhere so bad, and we just weren't sure what to do. Just kind of, stayed in our little apartment, and we wanted some adventure. We wanted excitement.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Mexico was shut down, but then it opened up probably like a month or so before we went in December, and so we had a fun time.
Also got to snorkel with stingrays there. This time we were not scared. Jacob chased after them. There's actually a whole video on Mexico if you want to go watch it. It's super cute, super fun. We went parasailing. We saw a bunch of starfish called Starfish Point. No, Starfish Point was in the Cayman Islands. That was one of the coolest places. Flashback to the Cayman Islands. You just look down and there's starfish everywhere, and it felt so magical.
Yes.
Like, I was like, how is this place even real? Anyways, there's another place like that in Mexico. Not quite as many starfish, and you have to like dive down to them, but
we got some cool pictures though.
Yeah,
of
our
the
guide
starfish.
hooked it up. He was like, give me your GoPro, and he like dove down, and me and Jacob were like behind the starfish. And if you want to hear a crazy story, go watch our Mexico video about how we were on a teeny tiny little catamaran in the middle of a storm, and we drifted out to the ocean.
To the middle of the ocean.
And no one sent any help.
If we floated another like 12 miles or so, we probably would have made it to a different island.
I was like, we are not going to make it 12 miles. The catamaran is probably the size of our couch, if not smaller, and it's just plastic. Anyways, go watch the Mexico video. It's really cool, and you'll see me freaking out about the catamaran.
And we won't tell you too much detail either, but yeah, as Jenny tends to get some sort of illness when we're traveling, hopefully that doesn't happen moving forward, but in Mexico,
Yeah, pray for me.
May have been stung by a jellyfish, or there might have been some bacteria in the water.
And I still have the scars on my legs to prove it.
Yeah.
If you were watching the Mexico video, then I am fine.
Yeah.
We didn't know. We had to go find antibiotics in Mexico. I survived. I just got the scars to prove it. So hopefully going forward, I don't get E. coli or much more jellyfish stings or any
sickness at all.
Yeah, I'm not good at it. Hopefully we get better at traveling. We're not very good yet, but we're working on it. All right, well, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
That's all the places we've been. United States, Czech Republic, China, Barbados, Grand Cayman, and Mexico so far.
5 countries so far. Watch the next video to see where this will take us in the future and why we're even making this video to begin with. All right, bye.